Flex, if our political parties and our politicians are genuine in their claim that they stand for national interest, for the interest of the Gambia, they should abandon party-led and candidate-led ideas and focus on agenda-led for system change approach. If they do that, they will salvage this country, they will set history that for the next 200 years, they should be considered as the founding fathers of this republic that will emerge. My name is Madi Jobarteh. I'm the Executive Director of the Edward Francis Moore Center for Rights and Justice in the Gambia. We have the Officer Secrets Act, we have the Indemnity Act, and so on and so forth, shows that this country, by law, is a dictatorship. That is what Gambians need to recognize, that this country cannot be a democracy. No, and therefore, because it cannot be a democracy, it cannot be an advanced, developed country. If you Flex, go and open our budget, you will see the vast amount of our budget is going to salaries, allowances, vehicles, travels, furniture, benefits that go to public officials and not to citizens. All right, showing that the state is a scam. So therefore, Flex, when we get to this point, what every citizen must realize, what we need is to restructure this republic. And this is why I think the approach should be agenda-led, so that the political parties, the opposition as they are, come together to lay out an action plan, specific targets for system change, constitutional, legal, and institutional reforms. And Flex, to achieve that, we don't need any party to lead that, because, as I said, it will lead to self-consolidation. We don't need any candidate to lead that, any politician, individual to lead that, because it will lead to self-consolidation. What we need, therefore, how can the political parties together identify some credible Gambian who is a technocrat, who is non-political, non-partisan, as we know him or her, with the credibility, the character that we know about that person, to take that person as their presidential candidate and rally behind him. When that person wins the election with the support of all the political parties, he allow him to also create a technocratic cabinet. No politician should be in our cabinet. No party leader should be in our cabinet, because again, self-consolidation will become the agenda. So that technocratic cabinet, that government now, we don't need them to build a school. We don't need them to build a road. We don't need them to build a hospital. Nothing like that. Let them maintain the government to operate as it is. But let the focus be on system change. So that the political parties that created that coalition will all go to the National Assembly as parliamentarians to receive the various bills and that are coming, the various reports that are coming, so that they take decisions to facilitate the system change process. In that way, within a space of 3 years, we should be able to have a new constitution that will create a third republic, and this candidate president and these cabinet members will never contest the election. The parties now come to assume a fresh republic that we've never had. Flex, if our political parties and our politicians are genuine in their claim that they stand for national interest, for the interest of the Gambia, they should abandon party-led and candidate-led ideas and focus on agenda-led for system change approach. If they do that, they will salvage this country, they will set history that for the next 200 years, they should be considered as the founding fathers of this republic that will emerge. Other than that, then I think the disaster continues as we are here.
The last thing I just highlighted on social media yesterday was that State House was where we saw the president, who is the leader of the NPP, welcoming, Mama Kande. This was a partisan affair, inside the State House. Ministers were present, you know, and you could see there was, at one point, there was even a fracas as party supporters were trying, struggling to enter.
Yeah.
Is this normal? In Gambia, it's now considered as normal.
Well, Flex is a tragedy. Yes, Mr. Barrow has put the office of the president and the sanctity of our institutions into disrepute. And that is a reason, a foremost reason for this regime to end on December 5th. Mr. Barrow and his government have no respect for our laws, they have no respect for our institutions, they have no respect for the dignity of Gambians. The level of arrogance, the level of disregard, the lack of ethics, in this government, in Mr. Barrow and his, ministers and, party members, the way they run this country, that alone is enough for us to end this. Because the State House is not a partisan platform. It's a national institution which embodies the collective will and dignity and sovereignty of each and every Gambian. So, a president is elected from a political party or a political party ticket. A political party is, they call it a ruling party, but that does not give you ownership of the State House or public institutions. And to now utilize, transform, disrespect the State House to make it a partisan fanfare, including even the celebration of foreign football teams in our State House, is the height of disrespect for national institutions and for the dignity of the citizens of this country. I mean, it is shameful, it is disgraceful, and this is not the first. We have seen this practice, from 2017 to date. I mean, I hate to say even Yahya Jammeh, because I hate to compare Yahya Jammeh and any two presidents, in fact. But it is shameful that I cannot remember Yahya Jammeh holding a political rally, a partisan activity inside State House, as Barrow is doing. Yahya Jammeh being the worst of the worst. And Barrow is telling us, I'm even ready to go below the worst of the worst. Flex, this is shameful. It's sad.